After the hospital fiasco where Steve chose to go and be with his wife, who was involved in a car accident, instead of being with Tanya, who was also facing an equally life-threatening situation, Tanya felt humiliated. She had never been humiliated like that in her life. Tanya thought Steve had belittled her because she was poor. Tanya was suddenly driven by a zeal to work hard and become rich. Tanya had never lost a battle in life. When she wants something, she gets it. She was going to fight to have Steve. This was a battle she must win. She only needed a bit of time to structure the roadmap to her success. She set her sights on an ambitious goal to reinvent herself and her mind and reclaim Steve, the man she loved. Before the accident, Steve had got her a new job, and Tanya worked so hard to improve her skills until after a year she was promoted to Director New Business Development. She enrolled on a number of courses to enhance her skills and even started on a master's program in her field. Tanya did not only work only improving her intellectual capacity, she worked on her physical appearance as well. Transformed through sheer willpower, Tanya became the epitome of success and beauty. She evolved from a simple village girl into a powerhouse of a woman, captivating everyone with her intellect and allure. Dressed in designer suits and outfits and armed with a sharp business acumen, she was a force to be reckoned with. One day at a meeting within V-Stores where Stevie was involved, he was shocked to see how Tanya had evolved into a beautiful and intelligent swan. Even his colleagues were begging him to introduce them to her. At the end of the event, Steve asked Tanya to go with her for drinks, and Tanya declined the offer. She didn't want to look desperate, not after having read 1,000 books and magazines on what men want in order to win Steve back. The rejection made Steve more curious, forgetting that he had promised not to cheat again. This newfound interest led Steve down a dangerous path of intrigue and infidelity, reigniting their illicit affair. Steve started visiting Tanya again, complaining how his wife talks back at him and how she had stopped caring. They were fighting over petty issues. Steve found solace in Tanya's meticulously crafted persona, mistaking her calculated empathy for genuine affection. Tanya would again cook his favorite meals, and he enjoyed them so much. Then she would put his legs up, give him a book to read, a cup of coffee, while she massaged his shoulders. Tanya seemed to read his mind, and he opened up more to her than before. He felt so comfortable with her. Being with Tanya was the most beautiful experience he ever had, Steve thought to himself. What he didn't know was Tanya was just implementing some calculated moves. And her affection was not sincere. It was born out of jealous and greed. The situation reached its climax when Keisha went to Tanya's house to complain about Steve and their problems, and she found the two in a compromising position. The shock sent her reeling. Leaving without a word, her heart shattered into a million pieces. She drove off at a fast speed. Both Steve and Tanya thought was dangerous. They looked for her everywhere and couldn't find her. That they had to report to the police for fear that she might have taken her own life. Filled with guilt and regret of their selfish acts, Tanya and Steve spent the following year reflecting and trying to make things right. All they wanted was to ask for forgiveness. Tanya prayed each day that Keisha must live, otherwise she would not be able to live with the guilt. Steve, on the other hand, was left to confront the harsh truth of his actions. His pursuit of a fleeting fantasy had cost him the genuine love and partnership he had with Keisha. Tanya, too, faced the reality of her hollow victory. In her quest for power and validation, she had lost sight of the most important aspects of life: authenticity, compassion, and true connection. After a year when the dust had settled, Keisha, who had embarked on a journey of self-discovery and healing, came back to Steve. Tanya apologized and left the country to start a new life. The moral of the story resonates with the timeless truth that true love cannot be manipulated or stolen. Pursuing temporary pleasure while forsaking the diamond in your life is the highest level of stupidity. Men, be satisfied with what you have. Communication is key. Tell your partner if you are not happy about something and work things out. In life, there is always someone more beautiful than you or your partner. Be happy with what you have and work on improving it. May we all remember to cherish the genuine connections in our lives, for they are the truest source of happiness and fulfillment.